Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited and a little nervous to be recording my first podcast episode. It's been a long time coming, and I will share more of that with you in just a moment. If you are tuning in for the first time and we've never met, thank you so much. And I'm so glad you found me. I hope that you enjoy the content. And for those who are following along that were already in my world, thank you so much for the continued support. If you find this podcast valuable, I'd love to, if you would leave me a review and subscribe. That way, these episodes can find more people and make more of a positive impact. So, I would so love that if you are enjoying it and don't mind taking a moment for that. So, to kind of begin, I don't have a super structured method for this. I think I'm just gonna, I find sometimes when I just talk, I go on a bit of a tangent, but it's usually all good and comes back around in the end. So, I did write two notes. The first one being, why am I doing this? So, I guess long story short, I have experienced a lot of loss in my life. I'm 30, what am I? 33 now. My first loss was when I was 12. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of backstory. This is just the intro episode so you can kind of have a better understanding of my world and why I'm doing this. So when I was 12, a close friend of mine, Nicole, I'm sure you'll hear about her during the series. We were swimming buddies and absolutely two peas in a pod. We knew each other for 6 years. We were like the same person. We were even born a day apart. I was born on September 13th. She was born on September 14th. So super cool. And anyway, she unfortunately died in a car accident the summer we were 12. So I was out west at the time. It was the first time I'd flown out west by myself to be with my sisters, my older sisters, and have a 2.5 week adventure with them. We did all kinds of stuff. And when Nicole passed away, um, my parents told my friends not to tell me because they weren't going to be changing my flight home. So when I flew home a few days later after the funeral and everything, I wanted to run next door and tell my friend I was back home. But my dad sat me down and he pulled out the obituary of Nicole and told me that she had passed away. And that absolutely crushed my world. And as a 12-year-old, especially because we didn't go to the same school, we didn't have the same circle of friends, I found that really difficult to navigate. So, from an early age, I have had to navigate grief and loss and kind of discover my own tools in order to cope with it and navigate through it. About a year and a half later, my childhood kitty passed away of cancer. We had to put her down. And then, another couple years later, I lost my grandpa, who I was really close to. So 12, 14, and 16, I had big losses, major losses. And so I spent most of my teen years grieving, and then there's all the rest of it too. And then fast forward, I've lost, a few more people that have impacted my life and put some of the original tools in place to help me. And then as I've aged, I've learned more tools to help me navigate grief and just get through those really difficult, dark times. So most recently, my dad passed away in the spring, and that has absolutely brought me to my knees in a big way. And then I lost my aunt about 4 months later. So it's been a really tough year. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But so one of the things that I learned when Nicole died was, for one, we don't live forever. And because she was my twin soul, that's how I see it. We really were twin souls. We were so close and so very much alike that I made a promise to her in her memory after she passed away that I would live twice as big for both of us. And that through my own grief and my darkness and finding my way to the light again, as I did much of it by myself at that age, I also made a commitment, I guess, to myself that going forward, and this was something that gave me purpose because otherwise, I don't know why we go through so much pain when we go through these types of things. So, in order for me to find some purpose to it, I decided going forward, I will, to the best of my ability, help people who I know who are going along a path that I have already walked, and I will help to show them um, a way with a little bit more light. I'm going to shine that flashlight down that dark path for them and help them navigate it with a little bit more grace and ease so it doesn't have to be as difficult as maybe what I felt. And that's given me a lot of comfort. It's given me a lot of purpose so that I can help others and just know that they're not alone. I'm not alone. We go through things collectively. I mean, I think the human experience is meant to connect and walk through life together. So this is why I'm here. Now, how did this all come about? This is, I guess, kind of the same thing, but then on a not as deep level, on a lighter level. Shout out to my neighbor Lindsay because I had done a little bit of a meditation breathing exercise on my Facebook community, inside my Facebook community, and she made a comment, "Oh, your voice is so relaxing. You should do a podcast or more of these recordings or teach meditation or something." You know, like she said I would be well suited for that. So that kind of sparked something inside of me, and I didn't act on it immediately. She said this back last winter, and then that's kind of when my dad got sick and was told he didn't have any more options for treatment. We were kind of hoping on one more maybe miracle. Unfortunately it didn't happen, but so then after losing him, um I kind of that thought came back to me one time. I don't remember exactly when it was at the moment, but often I get inspiration while I'm in the shower or out for a walk or even driving. It's like those non-thinking moments. And that kind of sparked back up, and I was like, oh, maybe I should do something because my dad actually used to run a meditation group and do seminars on kind of like spiritual things. So to me, it felt like it was soul led in the way that I've promised to help people move through dark times with more grace and ease as I've in ways that I've already in places I've already walked. And it felt like a way to continue my dad's legacy and to help me move through some of that healing. So that's really kind of what how it got started. I did a 5 week mindfulness meditation series. I'm kind of rebranding it a little bit, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be really awesome. The first round was incredible. We had about there was 11 ladies who joined me in that, and um, I can't wait to just help more people navigate life a little bit easier. That's really the bottom line here, be it through grief, loss of job. I've been through that. There's so much stuff that I can draw on to help others and teach you about how these emotions and these times like really affect your body and how to tune into it and what tools that you can try, breath work, mindfulness, again meditation, so that you can navigate it easier, discovering those tools and then putting them into place. So that's kind of the bread and butter of why I'm here. And I'm sure this podcast won't be super refined. I'm not super refined, but I hope that it brings value. And I guess that's it for the first episode. I'm gonna pick some more subject matter and record a couple more. And I'm so excited to get this into the world and to start sharing and hopefully to help more people and be the person I needed through those dark times so that I can help others. And just let's walk through life together. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful day or evening. Um, And I look forward to connecting here again soon. All right, have a wonderful day, everyone.